In this video, we are going to see how we can proxy the network request to the server. So server cannot track the actual IP address where from request is coming. So if you send any request to any API or any server, that server get the IP addresses of client in the request object and they can track. So that comes with a lot of restriction and the limitations where, let's say, if you want to add the rate limiter of the API, so it's mostly based on the IP addresses. So one same IP address cannot send the, let's say, 5 requests within a minute, something like can be implemented. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we can hide the identity, that is IP address, or how we can override this rate limiter and all the IP restrictions that has been added. So if you want to proxy the network request, you can use the proxy server and proxy servers. There are so many proxy servers available if you want to buy it actually. But if you try to use the free one, so it's mostly slow and not robust. So I'm going to show you how you can use the TOR network, that is the most secure and private network actually, that can allow you to proxy the request. So if you use the TOR browser, so it's mostly nobody can track where exactly request coming from. So if you want to know more, you can check the TOR browser and about the same. So let's get started with our things actually, how we can do that. So I'm going to use the curl request. So curl is like to a client that can send the request to any servers or any URL. So I'm going to use it actually to show you how we can utilize the proxies from the TOR. So if you want to check your IP, like a IP address actually, so there is a one API available where if you hit this API, you will get to know about your IP address. So first, open this URL in your browser, or you can curl, send the request with the curl, and you will get your actual IP address. So that will be your like a public IP address, and it will track down your location and everything. So now, if you let's say, let's start with like how we can use the proxy of the TOR. So first thing is to download the TOR. And if you want to download it, you go to this website, or you can Google it or download. And let's download the browser. So once you download the browser, let's start the browser, Tor browser. And once we open the Tor browser, you will get this kind of window. And where it will ask you to connect to the Tor, and you can say like, let's connect. So it connect to the Tor server that can allow you to proxy and hide your identity. So it will take some like 5 to 10 seconds. So let's say now let's check our IP info actually. Uh, if we want to know where is the exact IP is tracking. So let's say, let's try this website. If it works, IP info. And let's see where it's which IP we got now. So it's mostly the something really different IP now. It's coming from the Vienna, and you see this is not actual IP. Our IP should be from the India, but it's like saying that it's coming from the Vienna. So this type of like things, it's actually gives you the proxy IP. Okay, now let's try the same thing to set like getting this proxy to utilize within our code. So let's say from Node.js, .NET, or anywhere we can send the request. I'm just like showing you the from curl request. So if I send the request, like if I hit the enter, you will get your actual IP, not from the TOR. So let's say how we can get the TOR IP address. So to do that, we need to set up the first TOR proxy server. Okay, and if you want to do it, let's open the TOR configuration, and this configuration will be mostly like there is a TOR file which will be at location where you have installed the Tor browser. So let's find your Tor browser location where you install. So I have installed on desktop Tor browser, and here is my Tor uh, browser has been installed. So if I go into the Tor folder, there is or RC file, that is a configuration file. So you can open this file. So let's open this. You can open it in Notepad or anything. So I'm just opening it Visual Studio Code. So any editor should work. Now, once we get into this file, we need to add the sock port for our proxy server. So sock is the protocol, just like TCP protocol, HTTP protocol. So TOR use the SOCKS 5 protocol actually. So we want to run this SOCKS port on the 9051 port. So we can utilize this port to proxy our services. So this is the port I'm running this browser protocol actually. Let's say now how we can utilize it. So now instead of like sending direct request, let's try to send the request from SOCKS 5, that server actually, TOR server. So before that, I will close this TOR server and try to send the request. So how we can do that? Let's instead of using the curl to directly, I'm just trying to add the proxy to it. Now I already explained. So SOCKS 5 is the protocol, just same as the TCP and HTTP, and TOR work on that protocol. And this is the local server where 127 it's a local host and 9051 is our port that's we are running. If I hit it, so most probably I will not get to connect to the TOR, that proxy, because if you want to get it running, you have to be running the TOR browser so that it runs that server actually, and from that server we can route our request. So let's get it connected and let's check now. Once it connected, we try to send the request from that proxy. Now it has been connected. So before that, IP info, we will check the information as well. And now let's send the request again from that. So we should get the IP address actually. That IP address is not the same as my original IP address. So let's check the information of IP address. Actually, this all the browser seems to be slow actually because of like it has been proxying the services or request to the server. So if you want to search anything that you don't want to reveal the identity, you can use this type of browser actually. So you see this is the my IP address it seems to be locating. Now let's check our request again, and whatever we get, let's check its information as well. So this will be mostly like it's coming from Berlin and something else. So if I close this again browser, if I try to connect, it will not connect. But let's open this again browser, and most probably you will get like another IP address to your request. So and with this proxy, we can hide our actual IP address, and you can send the similar request to from any coding language actually. So let's get it connected. So how we can do that? I can give you the example. Let's say if you are using the Node.js actually. So in the Node.js or in JavaScript library, we can have the Axios as the best HTTP client library. So in that you see if you create the uh, when you create any just like instance of the client. So at that time you can provide the proxies. So here protocol will provide SOCKS 5 and the host is this and the port, that port is 9051 that we don't need any authentication. You just send the request and that request should go through the proxy. Let's check it once. So this time you get this IP address, and it mostly like will be from somewhere in the world that we don't know. Okay, so this type of within the couple of steps you can get it. Now the problems comes with like how we can rotate the IP address. So actually this IP address get rotated after some interval. I think it's a 5 or 10 minutes, like TOR automatically update the IP address. But if you want to update the IP address for each and every request, that is something we need to look into that, and I will try to give the more delegated solution where you can like rotate the IP address for every request that you send. So because of this, your the rate limiter and identities and all things should be automatically get hidden actually behind the proxies. So thank you for watching and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.